good morning. Welcome to Ikate's Crossing. Okay, so I've started reading Stephanie Dowrick's The Universal Heart, and I just want to share a little bit with you. Okay, so I'm reading chapter 1. We're up to chapter 1, and we're up to acceptance expresses love. Then we'll do love can be given freely, and we'll see how that goes. But to begin, I'm going to use the Māori Tattoo Tarot and the Fairy Oracle of the Patupaiarehe, which is the ancient oracle of Aotearoa. Okay, so let's have a look and see. Okay, so the first chapter was love generously, right? And we're talking about acceptance expresses love. So how can we accept the situation we're in so we can express love? Okay, so this here. So how can we accept what's going on to express love, right? And the two cards we get here, interesting, with the Devil. So to me, is to break those chains. We need to break repeated patterns, bad habits, any addictions or anything like that. If we can give ourselves permission to have the freedom we need, then the romance will come in with the Warrior of Gourds. I say that romance, sort of that romantic energy can start to move forward in our journey. Very slowly, but definitely moving forward on our journey. So for me, it feels as though if we can give ourselves permission to break free from any bad habits, repeated patterns, if we can do that, that allows us to have that acceptance so we can express our love, right? To be able to move forward in our journey. Okay, so the second part I said was love can be given freely. So how can we give love freely? Okay, how can we give love freely? How can we give love freely? And we get the Hanged Man and the Six of Gourds. Okay, so that tells us that, like, the Hanged Man is to look at things from a different perspective. Look at all the different angles, look at things from a different perspective, look at what we're sacrificing within ourselves. Acknowledging that is kind of really important here. And we've got Six of Gourds to me is that past memories, looking at the past can be kind of important. Acknowledging the past to create a sense of harmony within our own emotions. Harmony within our own emotions is kind of really important here. So what else do we need to know in regards to the situation? What else do we need to know in regards to the situation? Okay, what else do we need to know? Okay, Swords of Warrior to me is that person, is that youthful energy, youthful man, but he's not too youthful. There is maybe a mature youth in some way, maybe he's got a mature youth in some way, but he's moving forward with plans and strategies to stand up for one's beliefs with the Seven of Wands. Okay, so there is that sense of being able to stand up for one's own convictions to move forward with strategies and plans. I think that's really important to be able to, I feel like there's movement forward with plans and strategies. Feeling like you can deal with any challenge, right? You're dealing with any challenge. Okay, so let's have a look at the cards and see, what flipped out. Okay, Patupaiarehe te ao kore motonga. Paraporio te o kore motonga. Fairy of the Infinite. Okay, Fairy of the Infinite, and this is 33. This to me is a sense of spiritual energy of some sort. So, cosmos, infinity, fresh start, mystery, limitless surrender. To the Purupere, the infinite was the place of Hinigaro, superconsciousness. The infinite is multidimensional and extends in every direction, transcending all limitations. This is the infinite realm of potential from where all primal energy derives. It is the great well of creation, out of which all things come in existence. The Māori tradition of Korohona, only one tribe of Purupere, held the magical connections and secret knowledge of the infinite. The tribe carries the totem of the horned orchid, as is Katiaki, the guardian. Traditional Māori lore. Hinagaro is one of the 8 tentacles of Te the octopus of infinite wisdom. Hinagaro corresponds to the dimension of superconsciousness or intelligence, the realm of the whole mind. In this realm, the left side of the brain, the logical mind, and the right side of the brain, the intuitive mind, are the vital aspects of well-being. It is Hinagaro that enables our consciousness to move in an infinite direction and traverse all galaxies and dimensions. Tide of power. Okay. If you've drawn this card, Purupere Oti o Kore Motunga is your ally. The presence of Purupere Oti o Kore Motunga indicates a powerful connection with the limitless potential that exists within you. This is a time to embrace infinite possibilities and tap into the highest potential energies to assist you to express your full potential. The moon phase, waning crescent moon, depth of the dark, the earth rests. Being in the time of the depth of the dark, the balsamic or old moon, indicates it's time to rest as a complete cycle is now drawing to a close. Sensitivity to the hidden worlds is heightened. The plant has died away, concentrating all its energy in the mature seed. It is a time of rest, regeneration, and preparation for new life, and for the start of a new cycle. Distill and extract wisdom from your experiences. Strike out on your own and shake off remnants of the dead past. The magical gifts challenges of this oracle symbol include going within and using your psychic abilities to create a new vision, linking into the superconscious aspect of yourself, being able to change the rhythm in your life at will when required, using both hemispheres of the brain, using intuition and intelligence together in a balanced, seamless manner, and knowing you have limitless potential. So take a minute to take a breath and have a think about, what does this card mean to you? What does Purupere Oti o Kore Motunga, Fairy of the Infinite, mean to you? With the keywords cosmos, infinity, fresh start, mystery, limitless, and surrender. Kind of interesting message there. Okay, so let's continue this chapter 1 that we're reading, and we're going into acceptance expresses love. Most of us long for acceptance, an absence of self-acceptance, or the fear that we would never be wholeheartedly accepted by other people, or even the people claiming to love us, underscores feelings of isolation and despair. Whoever we are, however brilliant or acclaimed or ruthless we may be in the outer world, we usually want more than anything to be loved for who we are and accepted for all that we are. Loving generously gives us our best chance for this to happen. It lets us cease believing that our primary expression of love should be an attempt to mold, trim, or change the people we care about, even or especially where we have convinced ourselves that these changes are entirely for their good. It allows us to keep those essential lines of communication open, even through clenched teeth. It helps us to keep in realistic proportion the things that irritate us or drive us to despair. We can allow our knowledge of what we share with other people to soften our rush to judge, convict, and condemn. In doing this for others, we will find that quite inevitably we are also able to be more genuinely accepting and kinder to ourselves. This is already remarkably beneficial for us and other people. Loving generously, though, takes us further. Love can be given freely. We're used to thinking about love in trading terms, consciously or unconsciously. For our love investment, we expect a good return. In fact, we are quite carelessly assume that the more we love someone, the more right we have to comment on or even intrude upon and determine their life. We may also assume that other people should win our love, or that we should win theirs. And what's more, that to keep our love, they should continue to show themselves worthy of it by behaving in certain kinds of ways or being a certain kind of person. Some people deserve love. This mindset quite clearly tells us others don't. When love is a prize to be given or withdrawn, it makes no sense to love someone or even act civilly towards them if they don't deserve it. This is shown perhaps more starkly when we get furious if someone we have tried to help is not grateful, or furious when a lover turns out not to be the person we had in mind, or when we end a friendship with someone or cut off contact with a family member because they have made choices that reflect their values and not our own. But what's love worth if it is not given freely? It is exceptionally liberating to discover through your own experience that it is possible to be open, respectful, kind, whoever you are with, that you can feel and show concern for people whether or not they deserve it. Inevitably, of course, you will find it a great deal easier to be gracious in some situations than in others. You may find yourself feeling gratitude towards those precious people who bring out the best in you. But that doesn't change the essential freedom of loving generously, which is that you can be loving for its own sake. No one else has to make it worth your while or give you permission. No one else has to convince you that behaving with at least some consideration for others feels good. Awareness of this freedom is the true cornerstone of personal power. For many people, even the idea of behaving most of the time with concern for other people feels restrictive. However, how refreshing then to discover that you can make these changes not to become a living saint, but for your sake only. You can be friendly, respectful, and open, because this is a much less stressful way to live. You can curb your outbursts of anger or self-pity, because this will help you to feel more in control of your own life. You can be tolerant, because this will open your eyes to be more interesting universe. You can be forgiving, because this frees you. You can express gratitude, because this lifts your sense of what is positive and enhancing. You can be courageous, because this allows you to live your life fully. You can assume goodwill and be generous, because when you don't see other people as opponents, you have less to lose. You can practice empathy, because it deepens all of your connections. You can risk intimacy, because this has measurable benefits for your health. Making those changes to benefit yourself is a fine place to start. We do best what we enjoy and we can feel passionate about, and why not? Nevertheless, love does not stop where we are, because we are constantly affecting other people, most of all through our attitudes. It is just not possible to wake up to a greater sense of love and generosity without also positively affecting and influencing other people in the world that lives outside ourselves. Love by the way you walk, the way you sit, the way you eat, says the great contemporary teacher of love, Vietnamese Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh. And he says, not for your own sake only. We need to support each other to build a community where love is something tangible. This may be the most important thing we can do for the survival of the earth. We have everything except love. We have to renew our way of loving. We have to really learn to love. The well-being of the world depends on us, on the way we live our daily lives, on the way we can take care of the world, and on the way we love. The revolutionary idea that we could love generously even when no one has given us the green light or guaranteed us that it's worth our effort might seem startling, not just at first, but for a long time. Yet thinking about the people who have everything but happiness or the devastation caused by intolerance, disrespectful and cruelty. I believe that what Thich Nhat Hanh says is true. The well-being of the world depends on us and on the way we love. It has taken me half a lifetime to discover that we are free to love generously, no matter what our personal circumstances may be. That it is possible to set resentment aside and feel much better for that. and that our attitude to love makes even more difference to our lives than whether we have that special someone. Even now, there are many times when I hold this as an ideal, but resist practicing it. And why wouldn't that be the case? We've been trained to respond like Pavlov's dog to the stimuli in front of us. We've been trained and have trained ourselves to love conditionally, and even then to dish out scraps of love only. We lend love far more often than we give it, confusing love with approval. We will hastily withdraw, even though scrapped when something doesn't please us. Does that mean that we should or could go on loving if someone is behaving unethically or cruelly? Is it reasonable to think generously of people who disappoint us, frighten us, harm us, steal from our homes, or exploit for profit people less powerful than themselves? Maybe not. In any situation where we or someone else is at risk, we need to act decisively to save ourselves or that other person. But having done so, should we then think kindly of those who wanted to harm us? Again, maybe not. But we can save them and ourselves from a matching outpouring of frustration, violence, or contempt. We can save them and ourselves from constantly returning to those events as though nothing else that has happened to us had any meaning. As difficult as it may be to do, we can continue to think well of people in general and look for or pray for expressions of kindness, thoughtfulness, and harmony. We may also choose to spare them our moralizing, especially when their behavior demonstrates a lack of self-love and inner peace. Without in any way condoning wrongdoing or denying what was hurtful, we can leave those painful events behind. We can move on. We can fall in love again with what this present moment offers. In conflict situations between and within nations, we see large grudges and hatreds and injustices sustained over generations. And we see a tragic unwillingness to let go of confining certainties. It doesn't take much imagination to know that the people on both sides of any conflict will have much the same needs as we helpless bystanders do. Clean water to drink and pure air to breathe, food to cook and share, work that has some meaning, a home where they can feel safe, people to love them, and with whom they can love, laugh, and share stories. A sense of life well lived that will accompany them when they die. In loving, even a little more generously, resenting less, giving the benefits of the doubt where you reasonably can, it becomes possible to embrace the outer world more realistically and to act with insight and compassion. Okay, so that's it for me for today. Don't forget to check the links down below. Check the links on my channel. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. And a big thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to everyone who's liked the video. Thank you to anyone who's made a comment down below or on any of my videos. And thank you very much to all my Ko-Fi family members, those that have supported me monthly. Don't forget, anyone who has supported, who's a monthly family member, don't forget to contact me for a free reading, or you can choose to do the free reading through the Ko-Fi website. Then message me with what decks you want me to use and what your question is, of course. You can find it in the Ko-Fi shop, the free readings for family Ko-Fi members. Okay, thank you to anyone who's a supporter. Don't forget, if you're a supporter of the Ko-Fi page, in other words, you have donated in some way for a reading, there are some discounts and things like that. If you scroll back on the posts, they'll give you the link for the discount. All family members, of course, get further discounts as well, larger discounts. And yeah, thank you very much for supporting me. Go check out Ko-Fi, go see what the memberships are all about, and see what benefits you can get as a member. Take care and blessed be.